Alright, CSS battle time. Oh, how fun. Okay. What do you think? A conic gradient and a radial gradient on the HTML, and then that cross piece be the body. I like it. I like it. Alright. So let's do the and selector, because I'm not going to want any of the properties on the HTML to cascade down to the body. It's just going to have a background or a border, or yeah, just a background. Or I could do a border, because the border I'm able to set the size. No, I still have to give it a width. No, we'll figure that out in a moment. I might do border, just because if it stretches full width, like I'm hoping it does, and I set the width with the border width, then I should be able to just rotate it. So I can set the color, the size, with just the border property instead of background, and then like padding or something, you know? Okay, so we're going to do a conic gradient first. Got to remember how to spell conic gradient. We're going to throw a no repeat with a dash, right? Okay, no repeat on it, because what that's going to do is going to make us easier. We make one square, like we make this square of the conic gradient first, and then when we turn off the no repeat, we get the rest real easy. It's a nice way to do it. Then do I want to do box shadow for the outer perimeter? Because I'm going to margin it down to be the right size. Let's do box shadow or border. Okay, let's do both. Border is going to be light color. And let's say 5-inch solid, right? So that's going to be good, but if we do a box shadow, we're going to do 0 up and right, and then blur, and then 5-inch, and then the color. Box shadows more. It's just more characters. All right, good to know. So we'll leave it like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to margin. Oh, it's not going to show up because I don't have anything for the conic gradient. Okay, let's start building this conic gradient, and then we'll do our margin. So it's going to be this for 3/4, 75%, right? And then we're doing this thing for the rest. Okay. Yeah, okay. Ooh, maybe that's why you don't do border. Because I can't do 5-inch, I have to actually set the exact widths that I need. Okay, that's why. So like 50 pixels, right? So now, ooh, that's good on the top and bottom, but left and right need more. What we do is we just put negative margin on the top and bottom, you know? So it's going to be more like 90, 100 pixels, which translates to 25%, I believe. Let's see if that works. Nope, because there's no size on the parent, so percentage isn't going to work. 100 pixels, let's see. Too much. Yeah, you see the little conic gradient down here? That's all that's left. Okay. Inches is too much. don't want to do... How many times does 16 go into 100? Okay. 6.25? 6.25. All right. There we go. Okay. So that sets our sizing on this. Now we need to set a size on this here, and we'll have to set the position as well. But let's start with 0, 0, right? And our size is going to be something like 100 to 200, so 100 pixels. All right. Good. By 100 pixels, so 6.25 m. That's more than 100 pixels, so why am I doing that? All right. We might change it to Q or something. All right. I think that's pretty close. Now what we need to do is position it in the right spot. So like 80 pixels. No, that's not the position we want. Oh, you know what we gotta do. Go to 0. And we're gonna go at. And that's gonna move the gradient inside of its size rather than, yeah, just inside the container. 80 pixels. Yeah, see? That's about right. And I think another 80. Nope, 90. Yep, 90 by 90. There we go. Let's change it to Q. 94, 95, 95Q seems pretty good. Let's do that. All right, so now if we take off the no repeat, and I've done this properly, we are a little bit broken. All right, I think we just need to up the size. So let's 110, yep, 110. There we go. So we got our cross pieces and we got all of that. Now we can stack a radial gradient on top of this for that middle ring. And then the body goes right up on top. And we're golden. All right, let's build that radial gradient. Let's put a space in here so then yeah, there we go. Complete. Let's put a comma on the back so before we forget. 1Q as always. Another comma. We're going to do our color here, and it's going to be like 25 pixels if I have to guess. And then we're going to do this. And we have to set 0 and then 50 pixels. And then we're going to make it transparent so we can see our cross piece. And we are very close, I think. Yep, and you are going to be 20. Okay, I'm not going to change those to Q right now. I'm not going to bother. It's pretty concise to get a ring. Because I could have an element with a border radius and a border on it. Since I'm already doing a border to shrink down our HTML element. But I do love a radial gradient. All right, let's just do our body and call it a night. We'll see how other people do it. So our body is going to have a border. We're going to be like 10 pixels solid and give it this color. Right? So that's about how we'd expect. And we are going to margin it. Okay. And I think if we get this just right, look at this bottom. I don't like that bottom is right. You see how there's that line down there? I feel like that's going to cause us problems. And that is related to sizing. Let's change it to Q. Let's actually, it seemed to work better with this sizing, so I wonder if they're creating solutions. 15 is not it, with Q in mind. No. Okay. Okay. I'm worried, guys. I'm worried this isn't gonna work out. Alright. So we have that line there. Let's throw a rotate on it. I have actually seen solutions that had visible lines in the middle of the element, and it got 100%. And it blew my mind. It's decent. Negative 45. Let's see if that's actually the right. Yeah. Good. I like it when a plan comes together. It's just, do we need to do 91? Nope. Let's just hit submit. Let's see what it says to this. Big old visible line in the middle of our body. 99.9. Okay. It's alright. We're alright. I know how to fix it. It's just, I don't want to put a position fixed and then padding on it. Alright. The other option is background and this margin. Well, that's actually maybe my idea of it, because I needed margin anyways. I needed to use margin to set the width anyways. So my whole premise of using border as a better idea, it was not smart. Hit submit. See if that gives us 100. It's called trying to be too clever. 99.9. And why is there a sad little emoji guy? That's new. That's fun. That's really fun. Okay, we're at 99.9 because I'm doing this jazz here. Let's go back to pixels. Right. Let's try 110 pixels. 110 pixels. Let's submit. Okay, 100%. It's happy, and it has this line down here, which you can, it's visible, right? You see that very faint line right there? That bothers me that got 100%. It's kind of cool that they quit saying 100% down here. It's like it just gives you the 600 score. You don't actually have to say 100%. I kind of miss it though a little bit. Not gonna lie. Something about seeing that 100%. But the little happy sunglasses guy, I'm digging it. That's cool. Alright, let's see what the final character count was. Kind of a clever solution using all the gradients. I mean, but sometimes, I mean, the gradients are fun. It's cool how much you can get accomplished with a gradient, but they can be a trap where you end up writing this really long gradient to get all of them, and then there's just a way to just, you know, maybe just doing those bars. They're all the same size, right? And you're just rotating them. So, and because they're all centered, everything's centered and stacked. So maybe just doing all those elements and brute forcing it and center and stacking them would be fine. They're all offset by 45 degrees. We have vertical, 45, 45. So, I don't know. Maybe there's something someone can do with that. But it's cool. That was a cool design. That was fun to do. 225 characters. Alright. Thanks. Bye. Let's see. Gotta get my score back up. Come on. There we go. Alright, bye.